I'm gonna go see Romulus tomorrow.
I still think, like, I know we was in the group chat that technically Romulus takes place after the first Alien movie.
Correct.
So I could go see it without having to see Prometheus and Covenant.
Is it after Alien but before Aliens?
Yes.
Or okay.
I believe it explains that 50-something years that happened between 1 and 2. That's how
70-some.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Whatever, however many years, yeah.
And there is a timeline out there that actually puts where everything's at.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, let's talk about Predator 2.
Do you want to talk about Predator 2? Guy who showed up 21 minutes late to recording and wants to get going here?
Hey, whoa. Is that really the fucking hill you want to die on, Chuck?
I didn't tell him why you were late.
A little bit. I know that's weird, but like for some reason that's the hill I'm going to die. Everything else I'll let go. But today I will
remember this the next time you show up 30 minutes late for a recording, all right? I was in New Jersey. Yeah. Like 2 weekends ago.
No. I told you I was going to be late. That was different. True. I was premeditated.
Chuck, you've ever been is 10 minutes? Actually, no. I think there was one time you were like 2 minutes late, but I literally just started the
because you were being a dick. I was like,
all right.
Fuck, I'm like 2 minutes late. Who cares?
But realistically, for as many times as Chuck has been late,
it's equivalent of 30 minutes maybe collectively.
That's fine. I've got 10 more minutes. We're good.
Anyway, the is I can never be late because I'm the one that hosts.
That's true. How many times do we had to wait on Joey to?
Zero. I'm always here. Fuck off.
No, there was one time. When we were waiting and we didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yep.
And then you sent us the email link. And then
it was like right at 7:00, whatever. So
it was after 7:00.
Whatever. Like 7:10.
Yeah, because I was like, is Joey okay?
Brothers, sisters, gender resistors, welcome to another episode of the Comic Book Rundown presents Rundown Reviews. It's summer, man. Apparently still.
It was gorgeous out today.
Yeah.
Not here. It was humid as fuck.
I had a wonderful date. We went to a brewery, a meadery, and a winery.
Wow.
And let me tell you what, like, I am feeling pretty good. Okay.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad because we were talking about Alien Batman today.
No, Predator Batman. Batman's also a Predator, so it makes sense. I mean, we've seen how he picks his sidekicks.
Yeah. No, this is extraterrestrial Batman. Predator 2. Which this is I think the first official time I've ever seen this movie start to finish.
Same.
First time I've ever watched it.
Like, I have seen bits and pieces of it, and I have seen from the time that they go into the, like, cooler thing at the end where the cows are, I've seen from there to the end, like, 20 times, because it was always on TBS, like, and that was the only part that I ever caught.
Okay.
And I am pretty sure that I've seen a couple of, like, sections of the beginning of it, but that's pretty much it. I've never seen it all the way through until this time. And it's not terrible.
I thought I've seen bits and pieces from this. I haven't. And I couldn't agree. It's not great, but it's not like dog.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm gonna be like, dog, you gotta go see Predator 2. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, if it's on, I'd probably watch it again.
Is that your Predator 2 accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my takeaway was like I had as much fun with this as I did Street Fighter.
I had more fun with Street Fighter, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like my expectations were so fucking low for this.
Why did they just pluck Bill Paxton's character from Aliens and put it into Predator?
Dude,
and also, why is Gary Busey ever any? Why do they even pretend to give him a character when he is just Gary Busey for every movie he's ever been in?
Busey.
Yeah, I know it's Busey, but it's more fun to call him Busey.
Joe.
The fact, so Bill Paxton in this, like, that was a nice little shock to me. I had no idea. But
this movie
at the same time, like, is 100%. At the same time, though, is Twister the only movie where he doesn't die in? Like, I'm sure there's other movies, but
he doesn't die in Titanic.
He's in Titanic?
Yeah, he's the guy that the old lady tells his story to. Her story to.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right? Isn't he?
No? Is he? Dude, I
He
haven't seen
doesn't die.
Titanic in forever.
He doesn't die in
Well, I'll find
Weird Science.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, he
He gets turned into a. Yeah. I mean, he's always a turd monster, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I also can never make that look like Bill Paxton. I know we've gone over that, but
That's fair.
At some point, I need to do like a list of actors and see what our top actor is. Like how out of all the movies we've seen,
Like who's been the most in
that we've seen. Yeah,
That's a good idea.
confirmed it is Bill Paxton. Plays Brock Lovett.
in Titanic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking nailed it. Also, why the fuck does LA look like Detroit?
They actually did shoot this in LA.
No, but I mean,
LA
like
Detroit in the 80s.
It looks like RoboCop could walk down the road at any point in time during this whole movie.
Is that just because there's gang wars constantly everywhere?
It could be that. It very well could be that.
Yeah, it was LA in the late 80s, early 90s. Like this was allegedly how it was there.
Yeah, it was I think they probably filmed it in 89. It came out in 90. Although they said this was 1997. And my assumption is it was 1997 because all of their guns seem to have been modded.
With some weird,
Everybody gets a fucking sight and a laser. Like
and
what?
All of the police vehicles were vans, but all of the detectives' cars were old 80s retro cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like 88. They were like Oldsmobile 88s and Deltas and shit. Like,
yeah. So,
okay, so this is a very as we've been watching these movies, and as we've been having like lots of cops that are the main characters, do you guys have a really hard time siding with them as the good guys?
With cops?
Yeah.
No, I never have a problem not siding with them.
Okay. Because even in this one, like the Predator's a cop. I mean, he's Batman, but he's also a cop because Batman is a cop.
Yeah,
is he a cop though?
Yeah, fuck yeah, he is. The cops even say, "Man, this guy's doing our job better than we are," or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's weird that I'm supposed to I didn't know who I was supposed to be cheering for in this movie because I
was rooting for the Predator the whole time.
Right, I guess in
King Willie, he was cleaning up the streets. King Willie. He was cleaning up the streets, dude. We have so much fucking Jamaican stereotype in this movie. But also, why the fuck does King Willie look like Captain Jack Sparrow?
He modeled. I mean, he modeled him after Jackson.
But also, do you suppose that the Predator killed all the Jamaicans because he felt like they were trying to appropriate his style?
No, they had guns.
The dreads,
allegedly.
You know.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But my thing, one of the reasons, one of my sticking points for this movie is this Predator, which, according to information I found, this is the City Hunter, whereas the Predator from the first movie was called
Jungle Hunter.
So the City Hunter, for whatever reason, is going after Mike, Danny Glover's character.
Yeah, Harrigan.
Never gets any explanation why. Never gets any explanation why he is his target.
Okay, so it's like when you watch a group of animals and you see the animal that is probably going to be the most dangerous, and then as a baby dick, I got to hunt this thing to kill it because I got to show it I'm stronger than it. That was the one that he chose as his
But by that logic, wouldn't it be Gary Busey's character?
No, Gary Busey's character went down like a fucking bitch.
Yes, but that whole team and what they were doing.
Sure, their whole team was supposed to be like this super op, and they got taken out like a fucking kitten. Okay. Danny Glover's team, however, he had to actually work to take them out.
Did he?
Just Danny. But yeah.
I know that
But they were also fucking like Danny Glover's team was a bunch of fucking glory hounds.
I don't know. Danny
no
was
real.
Not,
100% he was.
We need to say Mike for Danny Glover because there is a character named Danny.
Okay, yeah. So Mike, so Harrigan's character, but even his whole team was a bunch of fucking glory hounds. Like every time they got into a situation and they were like, "Oh, lay back because we got these government people coming in." They're like, "No, we got to get in there first."
No, that was Mike saying that. That wasn't like Danny or
his whole team was down with it though. Did Danny not sneak into the fucking thing and get ganked by the Predator because he was listening to Mike?
Because Harrigan told him to. Harrigan told him to go there.
Yeah. But what was their team motto? Like all of us for the team and all.
The door? Oh,
something about having an open back door, and I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, and I can't disagree with you. I don't know.
Also, did everybody notice that Jane was in this movie?
Yes, I did.
I was super excited about that.
Written down. It's Jane.
Hey, me too.
Nice. That was again another surprise, and it goes along with what Chuck said that this cast was pretty stacked.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! They had a bunch of like fucking named people that were just surprising.
People you recognize because you.
Yeah, like they had the Italian dude from the Goonies. They had obviously Danny Glover.
Yeah.
We got Adam Baldwin, Gary Busey,
Gary Busey,
Bill Paxton. I don't know.
Bill Paxton was the surprise one for me. That was fun. So I've got written down, did you not see the giant harpoon in front of you? I'm thinking that was referring to the Jamaican guys that got killed.
Yeah. But speaking of that spear thing that he had, Danny Glover, Mike Harrigan, could have ended this on that roof if instead of charging him and hitting him with the spear like this, if he would have just stabbed him with the spear.
True.
He picked up the spear. No, he didn't. He runs at him, and he's like holding the spear, and then he turns the spear like this and just like bumps into him. Doesn't even try to stab him. Like fucking dumb.
Fun little side note. Apparently, that spear came up missing after the film was done filming.
Hell yeah.
So did a ton of the Predator suits.
I don't blame these guys. I'd have fucking stolen one too. I mean,
so allegedly, to IMDb, the hunting party is what they're calling it. The group at the very end was a bunch of LA Lakers in the suits, and majority of those suits came up missing. Now, I'm not saying the LA Lakers stole them.
But if they did, they really should have wore them to a game, and that would have been awesome.
That would have been great.
So did you guys notice that, like, when they were reading through Harrigan's profile on the computer, like, he's basically just a standard cop?
I mean, sure.
Prone to violence, doesn't listen, yeah.
So, time of recording, I am writing up notes for Terminator Zero. I don't know if either one of you have watched that yet.
On
Netflix. Pretty awesome anime show.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's fucking wicked.
I'll check it out.
But in there, cops are being cops, and I keep like writing that in my notes. Cops doing cop things, basically shooting people when they don't need to, kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's just a fun little. I've been watching a lot of stuff that has cops being cops lately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I get that.
Yeah. I mean, you like what you like, Joey. I get it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
But
so
Terminator Zero. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, and then go listen to
so Predators are supposed to be like the hunter, right?
Supposed to be, yeah.
Okay. Why the fuck are they genetically evolved into ugly pugs?
Did you ask that last time?
Big head, smashing face, when they're trying to breathe. Like they are alien pugs.
I mean,
Just
I don't
saying.
know. I got
I
nothing.
watched a crab eat a gusher today, and
What the fuck?
their faces are very similar to predator faces, like almost like even like the little extra like bits and things like that where their mouth is and stuff. So I do think they actually styled these after crabs, which would make sense because crabs are the pugs of the sea. So they also snort and usually have snot bubbles coming out of their face. So that would make a lot of sense. I think this predator looked way doper than the other one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially like the hands, they did a better job, way better
They
job
did a
on
better
the.
job with the hands. Just more detail, like
Yeah,
the different like I don't know, freckles or like markings or whatever. I thought looked
and
really
like the
rad.
whiskers that came off of his face after his mask came off and stuff.
Yeah, I thought this one was way better.
Funny
This
enough, the budget was the exact same as the first one.
But they
I
didn't have
wonder
to
how
say
much.
Arnold.
Well, I wonder how much of this they shot like without permits and stuff.
Oh, a ton of it. They were shooting.
Yeah.
They were shooting in alleyways in LA, and apparently they were actually scared for their lives because there were times where they found piss and shit just in the alleyways, a dead body just laying there, people throwing things at them from the windows because they were being too loud.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Fucking LA, man.
That's awesome.
I swear to God, this movie was called Predator 2: Concrete Jungle, but I have not found anything that says that otherwise.
So there is a comic called Predator Concrete Jungle, or
maybe
a
that's
game,
what I'm
one or
thinking
two.
of.
But that is kind of where they took a lot of the material from. Not like a ton of it, but that's where they got,
Right.
I think, some of the premise from that comic.
Speaking of comics, while I have the ability to get a word in here,
Sure.
there is a comic book series, at least 3 volumes worth, of Predator versus Batman.
Yes.
And it does make me pose the question because they are the same person practically, and as we all know, they both rely on prep time, as we saw at the very end of this movie, where apparently Predator just knows fucking everything because he had enough prep time to figure it out. In a fight, who does win if they get enough prep time to prep for the other, Batman or Predator?
So I think initially,
Yeah.
Batman will say the first volume, Batman barely wins, but he like takes a shit ton of damage. After that, 2 and 3 wins hands down because he's already knows where he's fighting.
But the Predator doesn't?
The second and third Predator don't, because I mean, even
So
though
Wait,
Batman doesn't kill them,
does Batman kill the predators?
I mean they're aliens, so technically he could get away with it.
No, you really can't. That's not how that
he
works.
can't bring them to justice. You can't arrest the alien.
He's not arresting them. He's
Yeah, but he doesn't. Batman doesn't kill. So
people.
if he killed the
doesn't kill
predators,
people.
He doesn't kill people.
He threatened Darkseid with a bomb, like actually a bomb in Darkseid's face, and threatened to blow it up in Darkseid's face. And Darkseid actually backed down because Batman was the only one that he actually believed would actually do it.
It's interesting that you say that because I have heard the theory that Superman knows Batman will kill him because he's not a human. Like really based off that, he's like, you're a god and I have the ability to do it. And if I ever have to do it, despite that you're my friend, I will. Which is weird because there's been like umpteen amount of instances where like he probably should have killed Superman and doesn't. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's because he's actually just scared to try it.
Well, he's got like
maybe
a playbook of how to take out every single Justice Leaguer, and it actually Ra's al Ghul gets a hold of that playbook and uses it against the Justice League. And in fact, it's the Tower of Babel. Go JLA Tower of Babel. Great story.
All right,
so
I'll look into it.
So anyway, so I do have written down here when the Predator is following Harrigan and follows him to the cemetery, we get a child who apparently can't stay in the car and like is running out with a toy gun.
Immediately. The parents tell
Yeah.
them stay in the vehicle, and the kid gets out immediately and starts shooting a gun in a cemetery. A fake gun, a toy gun.
A toy gun. I have written down that it's amazing that the predator is able to or can do the one thing that cops can't, and tell the difference between a fake gun and a real gun.
Yep.
No. That was a white kid. The cops wouldn't shot him either.
Well, you got a good point there.
They'd shoot at him, they would just miss, air quotes.
They shoot above his head, and since the kid's like 2 feet tall, it's literally just like pointing. But also the fact that he saw like this is one thing that I don't get is the predators have like this invisibility cloak on them, whatever you want to call it.
It's more like camouflage than it is invisibility.
It bends the realm, like the light or something like that. They
but
explain
literally everybody sees it. Like they are not doing a good job bending the light. Then,
well,
the kid sees it. Busey's character sees it. Like everybody sees it.
Well, I think because the idea is that it's distorting the things around it. It's bending the light, so it's just bending it around its body. So, like, it's if he's not moving, then he's harder to see. But it's just like any other version of camouflage. Like, it still blends in, and he's still there. He's not invisible.
They do a really good job of it in Harry Potter.
Yeah, well, Harry Potter is for turfs. So that makes sense.
Fair.
They refuse to see the things that they actually should be in Harry Potter.
Okay.
Anyway, support your trans friends. Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing of just like everybody, like compared to the first one where they were like very often couldn't see it, and I think it was like a situation where it's like either the technology was cheaper, so they were doing it a lot more in this, or I don't know what, but like that thing is moving a lot for being like cloaked.
Yeah. And also, at least in the jungle, it had like trees or leaves to kind of hide behind, so you can't see it along with the cloaking device that it has on. Here, it's like hanging off the top of the building, hanging off of a fire escape, standing in the middle of the cemetery right in front of the kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's in the open constantly, and I guess it just made it. I understand what you're saying about it bending the light around him, but like it made it easier for him to see.
He is also moved, like, so maybe they were. I mean, this is literally just me applying too much logic to an illogical situation, but like maybe he was trying to be like adapting to the surroundings. So everybody in the city, when they're going to battle or war or whatever, are constantly moving. Like it's just hit and run, hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. Street, suburban battle, gang warfare.
Yeah.
But in the jungle, it's a lot of slow movement. And like, so the jungle warrior, the jungle fighter knows that he needs to stay still until they aren't looking at him anymore and stuff like that. So it's just, I don't know. It was interesting. Maybe that's the theory is why he's moving so much.
It's a good thought process. I like that.
Yeah. But also maybe they were just dumb.
I don't know that too. They are pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I got a giant chuckle out of the subway scene.
Oh my god! Okay,
are you talking about when Bill Paxton throws the golf ball at him?
No, I'm talking about when the 5 gangbangers try to like
mug the dude to the briefcase.
The one dude, he
and
pulls out a gun.
Everybody has a gun.
Literally, everybody else pulls out a gun. I just started big old laugh.
Yeah, those were the moments where I kind of like giggled. You know what I mean? Because I was just like, oh, okay, like it knows what it's trying to be, which is Evil Dead 2, but it's doing it right this time. You know what I mean?
Why
like
it's trying to be Evil Dead 2?
Because like it's the perfect example of like how bad a sequel or how good a sequel could potentially be.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, you could go over the top and, and I don't know. But, like, for me, Evil Dead 2 flops because it's trying to be too much.
When we get to The Mummy 2, we can use that again.
Oh, I'm very excited. Yeah,
I gotta update the list now.
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
yeah,
so, why is it that a little bit of water shorts out the Predator's tech,
See, didn't really short it out because he was running through the puddles, and yes, it was all sparking, but he was also running through the rain, and nothing was happening.
That's not true. When he was running through the rain, every time he stepped, it would like make his suit visible with like the crackle of electricity across it.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Because water also bends light?
I guess.
So like
but also,
it's just like reverse doing the thing that the suit's supposed to do?
sure, but also, so when they are in the warehouse thing and like this elite team that's been studying him have him cornered, and they're like, and the dude's like, oh, he's right behind you, and they're like, oh, I can't see him. No fucking shit. You have spent this long studying this guy and didn't realize that he could turn invisible.
Yeah,
they have him on film.
No, they know that. They pump all
they
that
see
shit
him.
into the room.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, we can't see him.
Well, that's because he had prep time and he's already figured out how to counter their stupid counter.
Yeah, the fact that they are thinking, oh, he only sees an infrared. That's his only spectrum. And we see him go through like literally every other spectrum to see them.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know where he's at. Dark to dark. Although, and then when Keys is Gary Busey's character, Keys yells at Harrigan to get off the line when Harrigan's literally trying to tell them, hey, he knows where you guys are at. He's coming up behind you. Listen, you idiots. What are you doing?
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah,
it's weird.
I don't know.
No, I mean, look, there's a lot of plot holes, very large plot holes in this movie that make absolutely no sense. But this was a quintessential action movie. Like,
oh, absolutely, yes.
I had a lot of fun with this.
This was an '80s action movie that just happened to happen in 1990.
Yeah.
It's an 80s action movie with 80s action movie stars and for some reason Danny Glover.
Hey, whoa.
Danny Glover.
This is right before, actually, I guess it's technically after he was supposed to retire, but this is the reason why he wanted to retire in Lethal Weapon.
I think, if I remember correctly, Lethal Weapon 2 is already out.
Yeah, both of the first two are out because 3 and 4 didn't happen until the 90s.
2 is 89.
So what you're saying is that there's a potential for canon here? The Predator and Lethal Weapon are a crossover, and that we should write a script via AI?
Look, I'm not going to stop you because I love those scripts. But yeah, because of his popularity with Lethal Weapon 2, that's why they tapped Glover to be the lead in this.
I guess I get it, but he's not an action movie
for this.
Yeah,
correct.
Like, Lethal Weapon is not good because of him. Lethal Weapon is good because he's a part of it with Mel Gibson, who is the action. Yeah, who's the. You can't take the straight man out and put him in a movie and then have a bunch of fucking. I mean, it didn't work. It didn't work the way they needed it to.
So what they wanted for this movie, though, I think the producers, I should say, wanted Steven Seagal.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, that would have been awful.
That would have been dog shit.
Is that right? Hold on.
Yeah, because Steven Seagal has it written in his contracts that he doesn't get to lose fights. So that would have.
Well, so I read it in IMDb, and there's a lot of IMDb stuff in there, so I don't, whatever. But if I remember correctly, he was supposed to be a forensic scientist that just happens to know Taekwondo. That's what he wanted it to be, Steven Seagal. And the director's like, no.
Here's the thing. This did unlock a memory in my brain that we are supposed to watch Maximum Conviction. Maximum Conviction, starring Steven Seagal
and been like what 6 months?
Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. It's still free on like most platforms, so
I'm sure it'll be free forever.
We got to watch that. Because you know what he is? He's a cop that knows Taekwondo. So.
Of course he is.
Yep.
Which one's the movie where he slits everybody's throat with a credit card?
What the fuck?
Expendables?
No, it was an older movie.
Under Siege 2?
No, I don't think so.
Under Seizure. Okay.
Under seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever see Speed 2? So I don't know why
I did.
Yeah, it's
fucking-
garbage.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I mean, I
The
was a
boat
kid.
can't get under 55 miles an hour. No, wait.
So according to some original scripts and stuff in IMDb, Dutch Schwarzenegger was originally supposed to be part of this movie.
They reference him.
They do reference him, but they had to rework it for that reference because originally it was supposed to be that Keys. There was supposed to be a scene where Keys. Actually, there was two different versions where he actually does team up with Harrigan, and they go to take out the Predator. So it's Glover and Schwarzenegger the entire movie. Then the script got reworked to where Dutch was found in the hospital shortly after the events of the first movie by Keys, and they basically asked him all these questions, talked about what happened. They either two different versions. They bring him to the jungle, and he disappears there, and they don't see him again. Or Keys and company go to the jungle, and Dutch escapes from the hospital and disappears from that. I would have been cool. I've been okay with like the second version, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think he needed either.
I'm glad he wasn't part of it.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love Schwartzy, and maybe having him come back in some, but if he's not going to commit fully to playing Dutch in a major role, then I had no need for it.
So the reason why two reasons why he didn't agree to come. He said the script was stupid.
I don't want to come.
He was being returning as Terminator for Terminator 2.
Yeah, good call on his part there.
Exactly.
No
I think
shit.
the director, Stephen
Bullet Dodge,
whatever his name is, he's like, yeah, I don't blame him one bit. Like, yes, I was upset at the time, but like, yeah, he made the right decision.
Yeah, he loved Terminator more than he loved Predator.
Well,
like
he was
very
really good
vocal
friends
about
with
that.
James Cameron.
Yeah.
So he wanted to support his friend, and yes, he was going to go and do Terminator.
I mean, Terminator 2 got made because Schwarzenegger wanted to do it. Like he was like pressured Cameron to do it. So because Cameron didn't really want to do it. So
correct.
Which is wild because I mean it was better than the first one.
Oh, 100%.
If I recall correctly.
Well, there was a lot of studio drama.
Yeah, did you watch the video he said? Yeah, that was
go watch the cutscene. The cutscene on YouTube. Luke Owen does a really amazing deep dives onto these like things that we never got this because, and then it goes into it. That one he does one about what Terminator 3 really should have been. I think is what it was.
I think that's the one you sent us.
Yeah,
I really like that one.
That was really good. He just did one about why Aliens 5 never got made. Yeah, I think I sent you guys that one. He's
Isn't
doing
that Romulus?
Technically, Romulus is like 8.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Romulus is what he wanted,
7.
What Ridley Scott wanted to be, kind of. But there's no what's her nuts in it.
Sigourney Weaver.
Ripley. And she's never coming back. Like she's retired the character, she said. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, she did 4 movies. Like,
yeah,
she's good.
And then another one, which was the real story behind Toy Story 2.
And about how the film got like destroyed, but got saved because one guy had it on his computer at home.
Yeah, some lady was on maternity leave and still had it and saved it, and then it almost got deleted again, but by the studio because the studio didn't like it. So it was very interesting. And then has one coming out very soon that's going to be about the Spider-Man 3 alternate original cut. So
okay,
yeah,
check that one out.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So anyway, anything else?
I did like the Predator making crystal meth out of a broken mirror and plaster.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was kind of
fun. So I was pooping at the point where I got to the subway scene, which, by the way, real quick,
I want to go back to that because
Hulu can you fix your mobile shit? Like, it does not work half the time. It will like try to go into an ad and then just keep playing the audio of the movie,
Oh shit.
and then it goes into the ad and then comes back and it just picks up where the audio left off, but I didn't actually get to see the actual movie part. And it also keeps running the movie through the ad.
That's not
It's
good.
very frustrating. Anyway, fix your shit, Hulu. You have billions of dollars.
You didn't have ads on it, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
I'm not paying extra, man. It's stupid. I already pay way too fucking much.
Hulu's owned by Disney, so it's really Disney's fault.
Yeah, well, fix your streaming. I almost wonder, because I never have this problem when I use the Disney Plus version of Hulu, only when I use the Hulu version. Yeah, I'm really wondering if they're doing this on purpose to get you to stop using it to just use Disney Plus altogether.
Maybe.
Because I'm that paranoid about it. But anyway, I swear somebody told me that LA does not have subways.
So, funny enough,
Uh-huh.
when this movie was made in 1990,
Yep.
According to IMDb, the subway literally opened up like 3 months prior to the movie releasing.
Yeah, because they talk about how like nice it is and stuff, and that was the nicest subway I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's because that subway was built in a studio, and they filmed that subway in a studio.
Right. So in like, yeah, I think it was like 93 or something. I looked it up because I was like, no, LA doesn't have fucking underground subways. Like, that's the whole thing. Apparently there's a B line and a D line that is fully underground, and everything else is above ground. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then I realized I think I was also thinking of San Francisco, which only has trolleys.
They have trolleys above ground, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
So there's a part in this movie where a cop sexually assaults another cop.
Yeah, but he liked it.
And then later on, are your balls okay? And he's like, yeah, are yours? That was good.
That was pretty funny. Let's see. What else do I have? It's 1997, air quotes, and the computers look like shit. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, it looked like shit in 97 though.
Yeah, but they didn't look like 1989 computers in 1997.
Yeah, true.
Actually,
granted, we didn't have Windows 98 then. It was still Windows 95. So
True.
Yo, remember Hover on Windows 95? I played the shit out of that game. It was awesome. Yo, Hover was fucking rad. It was like bumper cars in medieval like time. It didn't make any sense. You just like ran around. It was awesome. Do you remember Chex Quest? I just watched a video about this. How cereal companies were making video games and like other stuff. Yeah, to just get people to like buy the cereal so they would invest in video games to do it. Yeah. And Chex Quest was literally a Doom like reskin. It was awesome though. Awesome. It was so good.
Rad.
Good stuff.
It was hard as fuck. Like I don't think I could ever get past like level 2.
So I'm curious of the new power this Predator has, which is Game of Thrones travel, because he gets from the cemetery all the way across town to the subway in a matter of seconds. Because, Mike he goes to the cemetery and he's supposed to meet with Jerry and Leona at some spot. But they were uptown, he was downtown or something. So
I wondered the same thing too until the very end, and then I was like, "Oh, maybe they have just been pack hunting the whole time."
No, so that group, that group is trying to. What's the best way? That group is not in the film at all. It's just them there at the end grabbing their dead buddy, because there is no indication.
The green screen to put those guys in looked like
that was terrible. That was
Yeah,
Terrible.
it definitely hurt the Spunky continuum.
Yeah,
Because up to that point, I was like kind of forgiving about it, and then that happened. I was like, "Yo, not even close."
I mean,
Like,
up to that point, like everything was fairly practical outside of the cloaking device.
yeah, cooking
And
device looked bad, but
yeah,
I was willing to kind of accept that. But yeah, that green screen of just they
yeah,
really don't have the knees down. It was supposed to be in the
so
fog
bad.
or whatever.
Well, and I don't understand why they green screened them in at all. They literally could have just had them walk in there.
Because they
Like,
were cloaking in, which also didn't make any sense. They just cloak whenever they want, regardless of whether it actually makes sense or not. Because when they were like doing the Bruce Banner walk away, they cloak out. It's like, what do you? Why? He can see you. He
yeah,
knows you're already there.
you're not leaving the ship. Like they take the ship, so they
It
didn't have to
didn't
cloak out.
make any sense. But maybe they do have teleportation. Because how did they get there from their ship? They must have
Teleportation would make
teleported down.
that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
But unless, like you said, like maybe this is a whole pack that they are just doing other stuff everywhere else, and they come back to this ship.
Hmm. Do
But
we
I
get
don't think that actually makes works either, though.
right? Do we ever get explanation of like why they're hunting us or like why they're hunting in general? Just game
It's the
hunters?
same reason why people go out and hunt lions and shit. You're an apex predator, and they can.
I guess. I mean, we saw the trophies on the wall. Like, it's just for trophies,
Yeah, like
I
the
get it.
xenomorph and
which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Although that was a nice little tie-in, like that they threw that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you imagine in the 90s seeing that after going through this movie, thinking this movie was bad and you being wrong, but also like seeing that and being like, holy shit, they exist in the same universe, and then having to wait for the absolute
another
dumpster
decade.
fire, a decade later dumpster fire that was Alien versus Predator.
And again, I don't remember AVP well enough, but I do recall enjoying that first movie.
I believe I remember liking it, just not happy with the ending. But
That's fair.
it is the same problem I have with every, X versus Y character thing,
Sure,
which
yeah.
is you. There's nothing I hate
can't have a
more than
winner.
when you try to do pro wrestling and you don't let somebody go over. Like
Yeah.
it's just frustrating.
Yeah, you can't have a winner because they're both
Right, because you
apex
got to
predators.
protect the IPs.
Yeah.
No, fucking. Why can't one just die? Why can't you have a winner? Anyway.
Why can't Jason cut off Freddy's head and just walk with it? Why does he have to wink at the end? Yeah.
I mean that. Well, if he was still in the dream, that was like a whole thing.
But he wasn't
Anyway.
in the dream. Yeah.
I know
sorry.
he wasn't in the dream. I know it's like a whole frustrating thing.
That's really all I have. I got my last little note is bullshit. He survived from that fall without breaking something. I think it was when he fell down the elevator shaft.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he like falls down.
Oh, and then just like
the hole.
Yeah,
and then let's go.
Which would have ripped his arms out of socket.
Correct, and then let's go and falls farther onto the Predator ship.
And he had like a bunch of bullshit strapped to him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would have like literally ripped his arms fucking off his body clean.
Yeah, I don't.
And then just daintily just boom. Like it wasn't even like a loud thump, it's just like a boom.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what the fuck is this? It's like there was a part of me that really enjoyed the fact that so did the Predator just park the thing there, or has he been driving that around down there?
I'm assuming maybe he just parked it there. I don't know.
Also, the scale makes absolutely no sense.
God,
because they all walk in there and the thing is gigantic. Like, what is this? A fucking TARDIS? Like he walks inside and it's like bigger than whatever that sewer system. Which once again, I was under the impression LA doesn't have sewer systems. So that's why everyone shits in the fucking street. So I'm a little confused about that. But like, that is the biggest fucking.
Doesn't New York have a sewer system?
Not a good one.
Because they also shit in the street. So.
Yeah, I know, but no. The difference is they shit. It just backs up into the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember a Futurama episode doing that.
Yeah. Shout out Futurama.
Love Futurama.
Is the new series good? I haven't watched it. The new season.
It's been good so far. I've been
Yeah.
enjoying it, but I love Futurama. So
Yeah, I might start from episode 1 and marathon it. I haven't done that in a long time.
dude, that's so for the last like 2 years, that's my show I fall asleep to.
Yeah,
Because-
that's a good show.
It's the one show I've seen so many times that if I wake up and the show's still on, I know exactly how long I've fallen asleep for. Because I've seen every single episode.
That's a little fucking weird, but okay.
I love the show. It's great.
All right.
But that's all I got. Ron, you got anything else?
So my last note is the old lady at the end. Well, towards the end, where like they in the bathroom, and like she's over there acting like she's gonna go in there and beat him with a broom or whatever. And then when Danny Glover comes out, and I don't remember what he says to her, but she looks at it and she's like, "Well, I don't think he gives a shit." And like the alien,
he says, "I'm a cop."
Yeah.
And yeah, she's like, I don't think he cares.
Yeah, I figured out at that point that the running joke that somebody wrote in was like nobody gives a shit or shit happens, like because like somebody says that to Danny Glover, and then
I think it was Jerry, Bill Paxton's character, says it.
Yeah, and then the Predator like starts copying it.
Yeah.
Because he says it back to him, which I did enjoy the "you want some candy"
from the kid.
Yeah, from the kid to Bill Paxton. Yeah, it was
fucking Predator trying to get him with candy.
I must have missed the golf ball reference. Like, why does he throw the golf ball?
Yeah, what he just does.
Okay,
no idea. I just
he has it in his pocket.
He pulls it out of his pocket and he looks at it and he's like, "Ah!" And see, when he first threw it, I thought something was actually going to happen.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, he gets stabbed.
Absolutely nothing.
Because I was like, oh, like maybe the bullets that are ricocheting off of his shield, because it's a slow moving projectile, it'll hit him. But nope, it just fucking bounces right off of him and he goes about it like nothing happened.
Well, I mean, yeah, something does happen. Bill Paxton proceeds to get his ass absolutely fucking handed to him.
So,
I mean, that's just Bill Paxton, though.
I do have a question, because this will mean something for the count later, or a count later. Does he get decapitated? Is he still alive when the Predator decapitates him, or do you think he got killed on the subway train first?
I think he was killed on the subway train first.
Okay.
That does bring up a good question, though. Does dismemberment go towards the count if you're already dead?
Ironically, I had just edited Predator, which is coming out at the time of recording, coming out this week. And you asked that question in that one. And I think we had said, I count it as them being alive. If it gets decapitated or dismembered after they're dead, it doesn't count.
Oh.
So I think...
Well, we'll count droid death. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, we'll count droid death. Yeah.
Stupid. No. It's dumb and stupid. Scale makes no sense, Joe. You got to have some type of logic behind it. I mean, come on now.
All right, Spawn Cape. Also, in that same episode, you say this is the stupidest show ever because of that like.
Oh yeah, no, this
reference.
is the stupidest show ever. Yeah, 100%. Like, what are we even fucking doing here? I think it's what I also said.
I'm gonna mark off Jerry's head as part of the limb count. So
I would count it. I would count it in that.
You would count it?
Yeah, I would count it. Granted, I would also count post-mortem like limb removal. Like if you are willing to put the work in to dismember a dead corpse, especially
That's
for
fair.
trophy purposes, yeah, I think you should count towards. I mean,
All right.
just see how clean and nice that skull looked that he puts on the shrine.
Not just how clean and nice, but how quickly he got it clean and nice.
he had like a device. Yeah, that device for that.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
So we know that he eats cows. Apparently,
So he eats meat.
It was a cow.
God damn it! I don't know why that got me. So we know, he eats meat or whatever. But is he not eating people?
I don't think so.
Oh, I kind of was under the impression that would have made more sense to me. Like if they're supposed to be, they're supposed to be based off like like indigenous people.
No, but they're trophy hunters. They're not based off indigenous people. They're trophy hunters. Trophy
Correct.
hunters don't generally tend to eat their kills. They kill them so they can display
No,
them.
well, that's not true. They kill them to display them, but they also eat certain parts of the meat. But they, yeah, I just thought it was weird that like I figured he would also. It just seems weird that he would just go eat already dead beef if he was this like great hunter. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
That's
still
weird.
trying to figure out why he focused in on Mike, but
Oh, because he's the greatest
he's not. He sucks.
detective of all time. I don't know.
I don't know.
Greatest detective in the world.
I mean, okay, so if we
Batman in
are
this movie?
if we are resorting it back to my favorite story of all time, The Most Deadliest Game, which is essentially what this is. Dude, I love that story. The short story, The Most Dangerous Game, is like one of my favorite stories of all time. I read it when I was in 8th grade, and it just fucking blew my mind. I don't know why. I just thought it was a really cool story. Everybody's really fucking stupid in that book, so it would make sense that like he's hunting somebody who is just the stupidest person because he also read it when he was in 8th grade. You know what I mean?
That's
Over
a good possibility.
Predator school.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Joey, kill count.
Got a little lost there. I've got a kill
Ron's
count.
got a little something there, that's for sure.
Ron is tired. He's like
Ron's actively falling like to our audio listeners. Ron is falling asleep in 5-second to 10-second increments. I try to pretend like we don't notice.
I assumed you guys noticed. That's why I went and got my chips
when,
so I could eat them.
The best part is when you had the pen in your mouth and it just kind of like dropped and it woke you up. So kill count, I've got a total of 46 with and for the limb count it's 4. We've got King Willie's head, Danny's head, Jerry's head, according to the new metric now, and the Predator's arm.
That's didn't
what about Gary Busey getting whacked?
Yeah, they didn't Keys get
well, he got cut in half.
That's still a dismemberment. It's both legs.
Yeah, because the awesome, which I can't remember what it's called, like
chakram.
Well, it actually have a name for it.
It's the spinning boomerang thing.
Chakram.
That's what I called it, but their actual name for it, smart disc. They call it the smart disc.
The chakram is way cooler than the fucking smart disc,
right?
But that like cuts him in half at the waist, so it's not.
See, for some reason, I thought it took him off here, and then when it was coming back, it took off his legs. I don't know why, but like.
Well, what's really funny is that it's flying at like neck level through the meat, and then somehow dips down to cut him at the waist.
Oh yeah, do you count?
His waist is what falls, but you don't see his torso fall. Ever. Like, it just spews out blood. But
I thought that was interesting. I was like, where it? Like, I saw. I was like, oh, the torso doesn't fall.
Yeah,
that's weird.
So what happened was that he got stuck on one of those meat hooks.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So now? Granted,
also with Gary Busey's character with Keys, how did he survive when the Predator shot him with that blast? Like, that was a dead-on shot.
So what happened was he was
body armor. They had body armor.
He was drunk enough.
That was not body armor.
He was drunk enough to where he went limp when he got hit with it, and he was fine.
That actually sounds like Gary Busey. Yeah.
No, I know they have like the fire suit, like volcano suits over top of them, but underneath they had. They show him before he like puts it on. He has a vest on, but I'm not saying it's going to survive an explosion, but.
Very specifically, that was a Family Guy reference.
Okay.
About getting drunk and like not getting hurt.
Yeah. But
okay.
That also it sounds like Gary Busey because he.
I think it was the episode that Gary Busey was in.
That tracks. Apparently, according to IMDb, Busey got into like a car accident. Either before this movie or just after this movie, and that's why he kind of became
crazy. Gary. Yeah. Yeah, he had a lot of brain damage. It's also what fucked his face up. He had to have like facial reconstruction, I think, at that point. Yeah. Got hooked on painkillers for a long time. He was on was a Celebrity Rehab he was on? He was on something.
That would make sense.
And he talks about it and stuff.
All right. So
all I ever think now is of that stupid like viral clip of him talking about that he doesn't like jam, he likes sausages.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that's him.
AI. I thought that
Yeah, I don't think that's actually him, but I wouldn't know because I would believe his face is that fucked up at this point.
Correct, because that came out like last year, and I think that's the whole point. Because that is something now Gary Busey would say, even though I think everybody is under the same consensus that it was.
I think it was a deep fake put over the guy who's interviewing. Did a voice change on himself and was answering like Gary Busey, and then just like over. I believe is what happened.
That actually tracks.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
All right, so Ron, bingo.
All right, we've got government interference, comic book logic, Wilhelm scream, cameo, which is the xenomorph skull. I consider that a cameo. It was only in one shot.
Well, we also get the lady from the first Predator. Call her cameo.
She was?
It's on one of the computer screens.
Oh, okay, gotcha. We have a Scooby-Doo chase scene. We have a villain monologue because I consider Gary Busey a villain, and he does monologue at least once.
Oh, he is the villain, the second villain of the movie, yeah.
Because the first villain being Danny Glover, right?
Sure.
Okay, because the Predator's the hero of this, right?
Well, very honestly, I'm still not totally sure whether I was. If you look in the context of when this movie came out, I don't know if I was supposed to cheer for the Predator or not.
I'm not cheering for anybody. Like the Predator's out there hunting people.
Did Predator 2 do Batman better than Batman at that point? Like,
actually, it's still pretty low. But the other thing, which I forgot to mention, Mike figures out pretty quickly, well, toward the end of the movie, that the Predator doesn't kill people that are not armed. Okay. So what does he do when he sees the Predator rip out Jerry's skull? Whips out his gun to go chase after him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand that, again, the Predator has targeted Mike for whatever reason, but like you could have maybe helped yourself out and not pulled your gun like immediately.
Glory hounds,
basically.
Anyway, but we also have unexplainable science, product placement, hero kills, sexual innuendo, nudity, and misogyny.
That's 2.5 bingos. I lost count after a bit. Okay, cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 of them.
Okay. That was
a lot of bingos.
Not bad. That's a lot of That's a lot. So Chuck, Spawn Cape.
Look, like I'd already said, I was fine with most of it up until they green screened the LA Lakers apparently walking in or whatever.
Yeah, apparently they were friends either with Danny Glover or the director, and that's why they were able to get put in this. Stephen Hopkins.
Stephen Hopkins. Yeah. It looks fine. Like all the practical effects look really great. A lot of the practical stunts looked really good. The camouflage looked rough. I think they did better in the first one than they did in this one.
I agree.
I think it also helped that the first one was in the jungle.
Correct. I think the jungle helped out a lot.
That being said, I was fine with it up till the last scene. That was not good. I'm gonna say 23 out of, if it looked kind of egregious, I'm gonna say 23 out of 57. Like 57 is a go-to number a lot of the time.
So it's pretty mid.
Yeah, it's pretty mid. Pretty, like I say, they didn't use a lot of special effects, but the special effects they used unfortunately tanked. But the rest of it looks really good.
Yeah, it's very 90s.
The lightning suit part, like
that was kind of cool.
That still looked okay. That looked better than it did in the first one, but not the actual camouflage.
Yeah.
And then of course you green screen no knees. It was weird. It was a weird choice.
Ron. Boob
So
count. Look, I remembered.
thank you. We had a boob count of 2.
Yo, we had a sex scene that I was not expecting out of
Right.
nowhere.
Same. Absolute
She was
same.
fucking getting it. Good for her.
So apparently,
And she still didn't get to come.
that actress, she was a Playboy model, Playmate centerfold for like 1992 or something like that.
For her.
And then I guess after all that, she got into a car accident and ended up going over to adult films to pay for her medical bills.
Oh,
Wow, welcome to America.
Is the fucking worst. Anyway, yeah, she had a classic 90s rock hard fake titties, and that was, it's been a while since I've seen some rock hard fake titties, and that was a nice touch.
So Chuck, what do you score this one at, bud?
Yeah.
All right, is this a Predator movie? Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, to the most.
I'm pretty sure that the female cop was the Predator, though. I saw what she did.
Was that not? What's her nuts from Aliens?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No,
because she. I was gonna say Rizzotti, but that's not it. She ends up in Terminator 2.
Right, I know that, but I thought she was
stepmom or whatever.
I mean, if they shot all of her scenes early, because she's not everywhere in this. Anyway, is this a Predator movie? Yeah, I think so. I look, I like this way more than I thought I was going to. My expectations were very low. Everyone has told me that this is a terrible movie. I think that it leans into the campiness just right. It knows what it's trying to be. It is ridiculous and over the top, and they had enough over the topness that it seemed to somehow work. I think the weakest part is Danny Glover. I understand to an extent, but like for him to be the action guy in this movie was not. That's not what we liked about Lethal Weapon. You know what I mean? We liked about Lethal Weapon because he was the crotchety old man, and he's not a crotchety old man in this guy. He's trying to be the good dude, and that's like weird. I don't know, but overall, I thought this was a perfectly fine movie. I liked it better than most of the stuff that I've watched. And like I said, I had the same amount of fun as I did watching watching Street Fighter with Van Damme. So I'm gonna say 5.7. I had a good time. I would watch this again. I would happily watch this again.
Her name is Maria Conchita Alonso, and she was apparently in Running Man.
Oh yeah,
that's where I know her from. Okay,
yeah.
You both are like, oh, I get it now. I haven't seen Running Man, so.
You're missing out, man. It's a pretty.
There's a comic. Put it on the list. We got to watch it now.
There's a comic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
There probably is.
Give me a little time to write it, but yeah,
okay.
It's on there. I fucking love that movie. I friends of the show, recommend podcast, fucking hated that movie, and I love it hard.
That's true. They're remaking it with Glenn Powell.
Who the hell's that?
He is the dude from Twisters. He's the dude from what's the one movie? I don't know. He was in a movie with Sydney Sweeney. It was a rom-com that apparently sucked.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure they'll try to base it off the actual book, and it's gonna suck.
Yeah, probably. Anyway. Ron?
All right, so the movie wasn't terrible. There was some fun action sequences, some really bad story. But all in all, like I was a little sad that the Predator didn't kill the kid with the fake gun. But in the words of Pony Danza, fuck them kids. But like it wasn't terrible. Like I would probably watch it again. I'm not in a rush to watch it again, but like I would definitely watch it again if it was on or something. And I'm gonna say 5.35.
That's a fair score.
Yeah, I think so. What about you, Joey?
So I actually had to go to my list of what I've rated the movie so far, and because I did like this movie, and while there's still some problems with it, we talked all about them, obviously. This movie was a lot better than what I thought. Like I was going into this kind of like Chuck with low expectations because I heard it wasn't a great movie, but I had a lot of fun with it. That being said, though, looking at my list, and I had to go ahead and give this a 5.35 as well.
Nice.
Only because, like, my only issue is that I have got a history of violence up a little higher for whatever stupid reason. But like everything else above it, I actually enjoyed. So like I've got like Flash Gordon, the 2007 Doctor Strange animated movie, Barbarella, TMNT, like Men in Black 2. Like I enjoyed Men in Black 2 over this. And Men in Black 2 is really a great movie.
It's objectively this was better than Men in Black 2, but I hear you.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, 5.35.
That's a fair score. Like, look, this isn't a good movie.
It's
like
not.
it's a perfectly fine, great movie. Like it's enjoyable.
Yeah. It's not.
Don't go in thinking it's gonna reinvent cinema, but you can have a good time with it.
Correct. 100% correct.
But I could definitely get why Danny Glover didn't get too much after this, other than Lethal Weapon 3 and 4.
I mean, he did just kind of disappear, didn't he?
Yeah.
Shit.
I think people shit on this movie when it came out so hard because, like, you go look at the Rotten Tomatoes score and it's real low.
Yeah. Which I guess we also forgot to mention at the very end of the movie, the lead alien, the lead predator, throws Mike a pistol from what 1775,
a flintlock from like 1785 or some shit.
No, it's like 1715 or 7. I think it has stamped on there. It's I actually have it saved here. Oh no, I don't.
Was it 1715? I thought it was 1775.
It's a 18th century pistol that reads Raphael and Andalani, 1715. It would later be a short story from Dark Horse Comics titled Predator 1718. In it, Raphael Andalani was a pirate on the Guiana coast who later had to battle his mutinous crew over gold. Sometime later, Greyback, the elder predator, intervened and helped Andalani defeat his former crew. And on top of all this,
interesting.
That flintlock, I think, is also a connection to Prey, because Prey took place in 1719. In
interesting.
Place at. So
Canada, I think it was supposed to be.
Is that what it was? Either way, like I
think it was Canada.
I am looking forward to Prey whenever we get to that. I know it's gonna be.
Hell yeah, that was fucking awesome.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
But yeah, like that's.
I thought he threw him the pistol and was gonna be like, "This definitely killed your ancestors." But there's a part of me that was like, "Oh, that was probably a slave master's gun, huh?" All right, this feels weird. I mean, it is the '90s, so I figured they could get away with this if they were going to do it, but it still feels weird.
All right, so we get a combined score of 5.47, which drops it in at number 66 out of 116 movies. It is just above Darkman at a 5.42, and just behind Conan the Barbarian at a 5.49.
That's a pretty good spot for it.
Not a terrible spot. I would definitely watch Conan over this. And you know how much we all like Conan.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. All right. Yeah, this was a perfectly fine. I think I actually like this a little bit more than Conan, but this is a perfectly fine. I thought it was really good. I think that's a great spot for it. I hope our listeners go and watch this movie now because it is legitimately enjoyable,
It's a
especially
fun
if you've
movie.
never seen it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my takeaway. Fun movie, perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. It's a perfectly fine movie.
I
It
agree.
gets the big Chuck perfectly fine stamp of approval.
Ooh, new shirt.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that is a good idea for a shirt.
All right. Which I've got an announcement to make when we get to that stuff. So Chuck,
okay.
where can they
Yeah.
find you?
Hey, you can find me at patreon.com/professional casual. Look, you want to directly support this show. That is the easiest way that you can do it. Patreon.com/professional casual. Hit that 301 tier that directly supports us. You can check your ass in to patreon.com and support this show. And more importantly, you get access to the Discord where there is great like-minded people like you loving things. If you love our show, if you love D&D live plays, if you love wargaming, comic books, there's a channel for like every like streaming service talking about spoiler stuff. If you want to get in there and chat it up with other people, there's a lot of really amazing, great people in that Discord. Friends that you will then meet up with years later and hang out, and it will be an awesome time. So I highly recommend supporting us to get access just to that Discord. 301, that's the way to do it. Patreon.com/professional casual. That's where you can find me specifically. Ronald, where can they find your drunk ass?
I am not drunk. But you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Good at This Game.
Perfect.
You can find me on
Too late.
that was weird. Sorry. You can find my art on Instagram at Good Art This Game, and you can find me right here where this fine, wonderful podcast is sold. Joey?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Threads at Comic Rundown or Comic Book Rundown. You can email us comicbookrundown@gmail.com. Rate and review us on your podcasting app of choice. If you do, we'll read an upcoming episode. Our song was done by Cam, Dr. Father Cam, and we've got merch over in Redbubble and TeePublic. And as you can see, we've got a new shirt over there that I just put up the other day.
Oh,
Pizza. I like pizza. There was another one, which I don't know why it's not showing up, that said, don't question it, just let it happen. I got to see why that was not up there. But yeah, we got a couple new stuff up there.
hell
New
yeah.
merch is going
What
up
are these in
constantly.
reference to?
So the
these...
pizza I like pizza is something I used to say all the time. I think Justin, our friend Justin, said it, and I just kind of like literally said it. Whenever somebody would like question what you said, I'd be like, pizza? And they'd be like, what?
Oh, gotcha.
Like, I like
okay.
pizza.
Can I just say, that looks like pizza from Indiana. That looks fucking just absolutely
all
like
I
an
did
abomination.
was search. I searched
It looks
pizza.
like Papa John's pizza.
I searched pizza and clicked the first thing I can actually just,
fucking doughy as shit. Okay, anyway, sorry.
Probably,
as a New York guy who has really good pizza, that was offensive to me.
The other one is something that I said at work that apparently my coworkers, we are just constantly saying all the time now.
Oh, okay.
It's like, don't question it, just let it happen. So
great. Not one implication in there. Great. Love that for you, Joey.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Literally
great.
the whole point.
Love that for you, buddy.
So, yeah.
And more importantly, you can get Rogan the Hutt on our site. You can get at probably time of release of this the Xenomorph Union Buster shirt will be up there.
I've started working on that one, so yeah.
Perfect.
That's the one I want.
So. We also got the RoboCop scab. Like we got, we've got a lot of stuff in the works. Now we're gonna have Chuck approved merch.
The perfectly fine stamp of approval.
Yes.
Yeah, and remember, if you go to patreon.com/professional casual and you sign up for that 1-year annual tier, you send us a notification, you will get one of the very exclusive shirts that only 5 people will ever own. The first 5 people who sign up get access not only to our the Discord, not only to support our Patreon for a full year, but you get a very special shirt created by Ron that only 5 people will be allowed to have. We what was the design? Oh, it was going to be the Xenomorph and Scab RoboCop on the
Yep.
same shirt. Yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Patreon.com/professional casual.
So I should probably pull up what we're watching next.
The next movie.
Yeah, we are getting into some
be?
real dangerous fucking movie territory here now.
Well,
Getting
okay,
some
so
dingers, buddy.
technically, I should have probably said this in the beginning, but we were having a fun little discussion. We're in October. This is our first October movie, and we'll say this is our beginning of Halloween stuff, but it's really not. Our next movie we're watching is going to be Ghostbusters.
Oh no!
From what was it, 1982? I think
84.
First one's 84. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna be watching Ghostbusters because
not how I wanted to spend my October, Joey.
I understand that, but there's not a lot of Halloween themes.
Come on, man. Ghostbusters is a staple.
I'm sure it is. And I don't know if I've actually ever from start to finish seen the original Ghostbusters movie. But I don't care for it. I don't know what it is. There's just something about the movie I don't like. But
okay,
maybe it will. Maybe I'll change my mind.
Yeah, as of right now, Ghostbusters is the only like Halloween-esque, and I'm using that air quotes there, comic book movie that we have. There's a bunch of horror comic book movies.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Trick or Treat would be one.
Oh, fuck, that's my favorite movie. That's my favorite Halloween movie. It's so good. It's actually based off a comic book.
It is.
Have you ever seen Joey's costume?
Yes, I have. It's terrifying. I didn't need to see Sam that large, man.
It's
That's what she said.
Anyway, thank you all for listening. We will catch you next time.
Bye.